Hey everyone, this is Sage from Union. Today we're going to take a quick look at using the Flyte 2 SDK for local AI development. The Flyte 2 SDK gives you a local workflow terminal user interface, caching, reports, retries, and more. These features are great for traditional AI and ML pipelines as well as agents. All you need to do is pip install the Flyte 2 SDK in your Python environment, and you get immediate Flyte workflow benefits without needing Kubernetes or Docker. We'll take a look at the code in a minute, but if you already have an existing Flyte 2 workflow, you can use the TUI flag to bring up the interface on local runs. Once inside the interface, you can navigate with your keys or mouse. The icons indicate the status of each task. The inputs and outputs are logged on the right side. To bring up previous runs, just type Flyte start TUI. We'll get a list of persisted local runs that you can filter or select from. You can navigate the workflow to see the history of the run, including individual task inputs and outputs, and a link to the HTML or Markdown reports. All this combined gives you a really great way to perform lightweight experiment tracking. Now let's take a look at this Flyte code for this PyTorch pipeline. Flyte tasks always require a task environment to be defined. The image and resource parameters here are used for remote runs, but they can be skipped if you plan on only running locally. We'll then define a few helper functions for getting accelerator types, initializing the model from PyTorch, and converting images to HTML for our reports. We'll then define our load data task and set the Flyte cache to auto. This will allow us to skip running this step when we rerun our pipeline. And we'll set retries to 2, enabling the task to automatically rerun if the data download fails. Next, we'll create our training task. It contains a basic PyTorch training loop and outputs a model file. We wrap it in a task decorator, but we don't need to pass any other parameters. Then we'll create a evaluate task that will load in the trained model, evaluate the performance, and return those values to be used in a report. And finally, we'll build our pipeline. We'll enable reports in the Flyte task to save our performance and hyperparameters in a HTML report. In Flyte 2, we build pipelines by calling other existing tasks inside of our new task here. We already saw the pipeline run locally, but if you do have a Flyte or Union cluster set up, you can seamlessly switch from local development to remote run simply by removing that local and TUI flag on your run. This will then check for an existing Docker image, build it if it isn't there, and start running the workflow on the remote cluster. Everything about this workflow will now be versioned, including task input and output, configs, code, images, and the reports, as well as scale on the compute that you've defined. This is just a super quick look at using some of the local development features in Flyte 2. Stay tuned for more. And you can learn more about Flyte at flyte.org or check out the links in the description below.